Imagine this. You're on a flight out of New York City. Suddenly, a loud blast shakes the cabin. Both engines are gone. The aircraft starts dropping from the sky. Out the window, you see nothing but tall buildings, crowded bridges, and freezing water. It feels like the end. But what happens next isn't from Hollywood. It's real. A true story. The miracle on the Hudson. On January 15, 2009, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 took off from LaGuardia Airport in New York. The Airbus A320 was heading to Charlotte, North Carolina. But just 2 minutes after takeoff, at around 3,000 feet, the plane hit a flock of Canada geese. Both engines swallowed the birds and almost instantly lost power. Now imagine this. A passenger jet, completely powerless, gliding above one of the busiest cities on Earth. It's like speeding on a highway, and your car suddenly loses both the engine and the brakes. Only this time, you're thousands of feet in the air. The pilot was Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger, with First Officer Jeffrey Skiles beside him. On board were 150 passengers and 5 crew members, including flight attendants and 1 infant. But here's the twist. This wasn't just about the pilots and passengers. The story also includes air traffic controllers, rescue ferries, and even the ordinary people of New York who rushed to help. It was a freezing Thursday afternoon. The time was about 3:27 p.m. The jet had just left LaGuardia, climbed over the Bronx and northern Manhattan. After the bird strike, the plane had only 3 minutes to find a place to land. No runway was close enough. LaGuardia? Too far. Teterboro in New Jersey? Still risky. The only option left? The Hudson River. So why did the engines fail completely? The main reason is because geese are big. Each can weigh 8 to 12 pounds. When several slammed into both jet engines, they caused what's called a compressor stall. Basically, the engines choked and stopped producing thrust. The NTSB later confirmed the remains were from migratory Canada geese, not the smaller local ones. That made a huge difference in force and damage. Here's where the miracle begins. In the cockpit, alarms were blaring. Sully and Skiles tried to restart the engines, but nothing worked. Within seconds, they had to decide. Attempt to turn back to LaGuardia, try for Teterboro, or ditch in the river. Air traffic control kept offering options.
Okay, which runway would you like at Teterboro?
We're going to be in the Hudson.
That calm voice, in the middle of chaos, still gives chills. And what came next was the most dangerous part, the actual ditching. Sully lined up with the Hudson. He tilted the nose just slightly up, keeping the wings level. The plane hit the water at about 150 miles per hour. The impact was rough but controlled. The fuselage stayed mostly intact. Now imagine being inside. Water rushing in, passengers panicking, flight attendants shouting, but the landing was only half the battle. The next challenge was survival in freezing water. New Yorkers proved their spirit that day. Nearby ferries immediately turned toward the floating plane. Within minutes, boats surrounded Flight 1549, pulling passengers from rafts, slides, and directly from the icy Hudson water. Some passengers were treated for hypothermia, but here's the miracle. Not a single life was lost. All 155 people survived. Of course, the world wanted answers. How could this happen? And could it have been prevented? That's where the investigation began. The NTSB investigation confirmed the cause: multiple bird strikes leading to total engine failure. Simulators later showed that if Sully had tried to return to LaGuardia, most scenarios ended in disaster. The Hudson River really was the only safe option. So, this wasn't luck. It was years of training, teamwork in the cockpit, and calm under pressure. But beyond the investigation, there's an even bigger picture here. After this, engine safety standards were updated. Airports increased wildlife control. But more importantly, the world learned something powerful. Skill plus calm thinking can turn tragedy into survival. This was more than a landing. It was proof of human resilience. And at the heart of it, there were moments of raw humanity, acts of courage and kindness. Think about it. Ferry crews risking themselves in freezing waters, flight attendants keeping order while panic spread, passengers helping strangers instead of only themselves. The miracle on the Hudson wasn't just about one man, one crew, or one plane. It was about people coming together. 155 lives were saved that day, and the story continues to inspire. So what do you think? Was it skill, luck, or something higher? Let me know in the comments. And if you love real stories of survival and mystery, don't forget to subscribe for more.